Hey everybody, welcome to another Q&A. My name's Greg, and you are watching How to Play Paintball. Okay, so I had asked you guys to send in some questions, and I have your questions here. So let's jump right into the first one. All right, so first one we have is Connor Hatcher. If someone isn't in a popular place for paintball, how do they get exposed and get seen if they want to play at a higher level? Actually, someone responded for you, and it's very true. You just have to travel. Before I started playing pro, when I was trying to really get out there, you have to drive or fly to wherever it is that you're going to be able to get that exposure. I know one of the owners of Exalt, when he was playing pro, before he did, he I think drove or flew out to California and rented a car or something and just played at all of the fields and basically had a lot of offers from teams there. So having a YouTube channel actually isn't a bad thing either, because if you can film yourself and then put it out there. There was actually another pro coach that was talking to me before I jumped on with the Kings, and yeah, it was literally because of the channel. He saw some stuff on the channel and I think had already known me before, so that helps a little bit. So the other thing I would say is don't burn bridges. You want to make sure, like when I left the Boom organization, I made sure to call the owner and just tell him, hey, I have this opportunity with the ML Kings, and I'm going to go ahead and take it. And I think it goes a long way. You just want to be respectful. You don't want to be known as that guy that just like jumps ship and slashes friendships or whatever. So long story short, you're going to have to travel. I know it sucks, but that's going to be the way that you really get your name out there. Failhard asks, when/how to know when to move, and more specifically, if you're trying to play a more defensive breakout. That's really hard to answer because it depends on the field layout, who you're playing against, and what the score is. If you're trying to play more defensive, you don't really need to necessarily move unless it's getting to a spot that you know that you can lock down from. So that's good when you're walking the field to see exactly where is it that I can really lock this field down and make sure that we are going to be the most effective. When and how to move, that's a lot of practice. Basically, if people aren't shooting at you, you're probably not doing anything. So if you get up to a spot and you feel 3 guns on you, it's not a bad thing to sit there and just talk to your team and not even shoot a ball. Because if you're pulling 2 or 3 guns, that means that there's 2 or 3 guns not on the other side of the field, which allows your other teammates to move up. Remember, paintball is a team sport, so you want to make sure that you are playing as a team. Yeah, it's fun to go shoot all 5 guys, but it's also more fun to win. So Harrison Filler had a question as well. I would love to hear your opinion about how paintball can grow a healthier purse size for major tournaments. It seems like the money at the pro level of paintball is pretty pathetic. How can the sport better provide for the teams playing at the pro division of the NXL? So the bigger purse size or whatever like that, personally, I don't know if paintball should have that, at least in like the divisional, the local tournaments. I played in the college league, and you don't win anything. You literally, you don't win anything. You get a medal, and that's it. It was more for pride and playing for your school. Yes, our school, when I played at Florida Atlantic, they did cover some of our expenses, but ultimately, it's not guaranteed. Like, there's some schools that have crazy amounts of funding, and then others that don't. So what are you going to do? But I don't know if it should be a bigger money cash payout, whatever. Because even when I was coming up, there was one tournament we won packs. We got 3rd place and got packs, and that was it. There were some tournaments that they would, top prize was like 5 guns or whatever. But I think in the lower ranks, like the local tournaments, I feel like that's a pretty solid prize. And then as you work your way up into the national level, then maybe the prizes could get better. But I don't know. I don't know if I really answered the question, but I'm not really sure what else to say. And then how can the sport better provide for the teams playing at the pro division of the NXL? I would say more watching the playing conditions. I know Kirill from the Russians had put up a thing on Facebook about how it was kind of scary playing in London, and that's understandable because I didn't play that event. ML Kings, our team did play there, but I didn't fly over for that tournament. but I had heard that it was basically like hard clay and concrete essentially. So people, like, there was like 3 people in the semi-pro field that dislocated a knee, and that's not good. So we need to make sure that we're really combing the fields to make sure that there's no obstacles. And if there is really harsh conditions like that where it's real hard, we need to get water trucks or hoses or something out there so that that way we can hose that off, so that way it'll soften it up. Yeah, I think that's really the main thing. Another thing I'd like to see the NXL bring back, or actually, this was something that only Disney did when we had a World Cup at the Wide World of Sports, was they had water in all the pits. I'd like to see that. I think the NXL used to have water people walking around. So I don't know what happened to that. And then the gun racks was a really cool thing. I don't know what happened to that either. The gun racks were basically a way for you to not, have to like stack your guns up. You could just put it right down in the little gun rack, which I thought was pretty cool. Ooh, all right. So Emil Smith, have you ever thought about doing your own clinic/private practices as an odd job in the summer? Now that I've gotten to the pro level, I'd really like to do that. So if anyone out there is watching and they want to get in contact with me, you can just message me on here on YouTube, or you can email me. It's howtoplaypaintball05@gmail.com. And I'd love to be able to do something like that. I'd really like to come out and do that. I really like teaching. That's, I guess, why I like teaching, like teaching science, like I do for my like real job. But to be able to do that would be really cool. I like to be able to do one-on-one stuff, or even as a group, and just be able to go screw around and have some fun at the end of the day too. But I really enjoy teaching paintball. So if anyone out there is watching and they want to be my first clinic, actually technically this wouldn't be my first because there was another team that had me doing some stuff. But yeah, if you guys want to get in contact with me, just email me and we can definitely figure something out. All right, so for Bezzy's Gaming and Paintball, you better come and say hi to me in Chicago, by the way. So do you follow some type of diet to stay healthy? If so, what is it? So lately I've actually been doing something. I did the Scott Kemp 30-day challenge when he did that thing. So I found that the ketogenic diet actually helped pretty well for me. I'm not going to recommend that for everyone though, because it's not the best for your kidneys, so you don't want to do it long term. A lot of it is just going to be portion control and making sure that you're not eating a whole bunch of something. I would definitely cut out sugars, which really sucks, but like sugars and bread, that's what I've cut out. Yeah, so just find a diet that works for you that you can live with and go with it. I'm also able to work out a little bit more now. Like there was like a 3-hour gym session that I had the other day, because I'm actually trying to cut more and just be able to be a better athlete as well. But yeah, so one app that'll help you out is MyFitnessPal. They don't pay me. I use it and I like it. It's an app that you can put in all your food. You can even scan barcodes and it'll tell you nutrition facts and all that. You can put in if you want to maintain your weight, if you want to lose weight, if you want to gain weight, and then from there it'll give you kind of guidelines essentially of, okay, here's your carb intake that you need to have, protein, your calorie max that you should have, all of that stuff. So hopefully that helps you out. I have no clue how Ted D3R Pop-Tart. You know who you are. So they said, me and my friends just started a D5 5-man team in California. Now I was just curious what tips you had for us as a team starting out. Anything would be appreciated. One, I would say stay committed. 2, make sure that you have a good relationship with your local field. Help them out as much as you can, because that way that might be your first sponsor. They might be willing to cut you a deal if you help ref one day, that they cut you a deal on paint, or maybe give you free paint, free entry, stuff like that. And also, I wouldn't worry about sponsorships. At that level, at D5, you're going to get some discounts, and that's about it. So I would focus more on you guys playing and getting better. Make sure that you're running drills as well. I have a bunch of drills in a playlist here on the channel. That's going to help you out a lot. That's something that I wish I had done more when I was coming up in paintball. All right, so for Bez's Gaming and Paintball has another question. What got you into this crazy world of paintball? I actually got started with my church, of all places. It was like a youth group thing. All the guys, actually it wasn't even the youth group, it was just all the guys from the church were gonna go out and play. And I remember the night before, I was really scared to go. And my dad was like, nope, you're gonna go, I'm paying for it. So I was really scared, actually, the first time I went and played. And I don't know what it was, it just hooked me. I don't really know what it is about paintball that I just, it's like a love-hate relationship, which is the best way to describe it. So yeah, that's that. It's hard to say, yeah. So what got you motivated into doing videos and taking the time to do these? My dad actually was the one that got me into this. He said you need to make sure that you are, he's like, why don't you do an ebook, or why don't you do a YouTube channel? So I started doing it. All right, guys, so that is a majority of the questions. So if you guys want to see me do more of these, I'm more than happy to do them. And also make sure that you guys, if you see me, don't feel like I'm gonna just ignore you. Please come up and say hi. I like to be able to meet you guys. I actually ran into one of you, Fail Hard. I won't say your name on here, at the gym, which was really cool. And yeah, so it's just cool to run into subscribers, and the gym was definitely a weird one because I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, so that's the answers to the Q&A, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. But as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.